Hello, I am going to do a collective read. So let's start. Let me just shuffle a little bit. All right, let's do this. Right, Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like you're working on your skills, your gifts, your talents. I feel like you're putting a lot of your energy and focus into work. Okay, you could be developing a business. I feel like you could be working hard on your talents, and I feel like you're putting a lot of effort into these. Okay, not a little bit, a lot. Ego, upright. Okay, I don't feel like this is bad. Okay, let me clarify that. What's the ego? What's the ego? Which is the devil, but you could be working too much. Okay, Five of Wands, Ten of Swords. Okay, you could be working to avoid some type of despair, some type of anger. Okay, Four of Cups upright. Well, that's interesting. If you look here, if you can see, the clouds are too pretty for this card. Which this card is pretty as well, but so is the clouds. I can't really because it's too dark. But anyway, I feel like there is a lesson that the creator is wanting to show you. Okay, what's I think it's around grief. I think it's centered around grief, and how it affects your inspiration and your innovation in terms of your work. Okay, you might have noticed this as well, that you're lacking maybe a bit of spark. Like it's almost like you're doing the work, but it's missing just an element that you feel connected to. Okay, and I think they're trying to teach you that avoiding pain just through work, even though it can be a very productive thing, it's still driven by your own ego, your own sense of self, and you still detach yourself from what you truly feel in order to feel comfortable because you don't want to face the full grief of what's going on because it's Ten of Swords. So I think there's grief, there's a lot of defensiveness that you try to push away maybe some of the pain or the anger, or there's something you try to push away that you don't want to face mentally because it hurts you too much to face it. Okay, and it's the thoughts that come with it that make you feel defensive. Okay, King of Swords upright. Yeah, I get you're a very logical person. Okay, I get you're very logical, or you like to. Sorry, it's so hard to share the card when the clouds are just beaming with light. I can't see the card. But I feel like you're quite a logical person. I feel like you like things to make sense, and you spend a lot of your time in what makes sense. But I think the creator is trying to teach you at this period of your life how to connect to your life. Okay, being productive is good, and that's a good thing. But I think the creator wants you to connect more with yourself, and I think they're pushing you to go to the places you're afraid to go to because there's parts of you in those spaces that you haven't like almost unlocked. Okay, Six of Cups upright. I'm telling you, it's something about you've got to access those younger and youthful, emotionally open parts of yourself. And I think you don't do this. You may judge that part of yourself. Sun reversed, Two of Cups reversed. Yeah, I think you judge that part of yourself, the part of you that's receptive and open and childlike. I think you look down on it because you don't see that it brings some sort of result, but I think you're missing the opportunity for growth in doing that. Okay. With the Sun reverse, I also feel like the success is a full experience. I think it's trying to show you that success is a full experience because this is a reverse. I think it's trying to show you that what I mean by full experience is it's a part of all of you. So the parts that are naive, the parts that are strong, the parts that are weak, the parts that are afraid, the parts that, so it's like there's a fullness. This is almost like Aries sun, kind of like exalted, or like Leo sun. They are what they are, and they don't hide that because they're afraid of looking silly or things like this. So I think the creator is trying to, because the Two of Cups is reversed too with that sun reverse, so I think they're trying to teach you a new way of connecting to yourself, and it could be even like reflecting through a relationship that you have. But I feel like even if you do have a relationship, you're going to recognize it more with yourself that that's happening. Like, wow, I recognize that I do feel more connected to myself when I'm just open about with myself about how I feel about something, even if it's just with yourself. But I feel like you could have a partner and you could see how it impacts that relationship, or you could see how There's growth that happens because you have the capacity to do that and apply that awareness to your emotional self, and you see how it affects your romantic relationships on a better level. You're like, oh, there's growth that happens when I acknowledge the emotional side too. So that's kind of what I'm getting. Okay, what else? Ace of Swords upright. Oh, okay. I see. This is going to some really hard places. Okay, this is going to take you to some really hard places. I feel like it's going to take you to um, yeah, I feel like it's going to take you to some really hard places. So it's going to take you back to the parts of you when you had to carry the truth. Okay, the creator is going to. There's an angel on this card. I don't know if you could see. The creator is going to support you in going back to experiences where you had to know the truth and you had to be the one to hold the truth in you, even if you had to keep it silent. It's something about going back to your childhood, and you had to be the one to know the truth and take responsibility on. I feel like you're really responsible. You're the responsible one. So it feels like you're like the eldest, or you're the, I don't know, it feels like you take on a lot of responsibility and you did when you were young. So the creator's going to have your spiritual support. They're going to support you in going back to these memories because they want you to acknowledge how much they hurt. Okay, they want you to acknowledge how much this was painful. They want you to see this because that is the root. When you had this pain, you decided that you weren't going to feel because it was too much back then. And so in not feeling, you created this King of Swords identity. Even though it's good in the workplace, it's good to get things done, good to be productive, good to be logical, there's parts of you that are missing because of that, those experiences in your past. So they want you to go back and acknowledge how much it really did hurt. Because in a sense, you may have noticed currently where you're avoiding emotional situations because you're afraid to feel that same sense of vulnerability that you did when you were a kid. When you had to take on responsibility, you couldn't be vulnerable. Okay, it's going to some heavy places. Ace of Swords upright. That's what I get. Okay, very, very intense. It's going to be very emotional for you. I can really feel it. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Yep. Okay. I think as you go along, or you may have even experienced this, you're going to sense that there's a part of you that wants to be free. You're going to recognize that I'm keeping myself trapped. I'm keeping myself stuck. I'm holding me back because I want to be practical, or I want to make sense, or you're going to recognize that part of you that's keeping you stuck. You're going to see it, and you're going to start longing to be free. Okay, it feels good. This feels really, really good. This feels great. You're going to sense it. You're going to sense your own shift. I feel like you're going to be self-aware. Okay, and you're going to. This is going to be like a very precipice point. It's going to be very pivotal to you, where you're going to start making decisions in a different way. It's when you start feeling like I am the one that has kept me trapped, because I can feel you thinking this, or you're feeling this in your body, and you're going to say, but I want something else. Like, I can feel it. I can feel it. Okay. Here comes the children's stuff again. Seven of Swords upright. What's this pertaining to? Release. It's a release card. Okay. Right. Awareness, caution, consequences, endings, transformation, and freedom. Yeah. Yep. I think this is just repetitive of the things that I already said. You're going to go back to this childhood era, because on the Seven of Swords, there's these kids playing around. Oh, I can't. How can I share this? There's these kids on the card that are playing around, and there's a lady there, and you're going to have to go back to these experiences. Okay, you're going to have to see all the dysfunction, and there's the release card, which I think is the I think it's the ending. Yeah, there's a big release and a big transformation that's going to happen for you. Okay, and this is a part of your spiritual progress. Okay, it's a part of your spiritual progress. But you're going to have to go to those memories. That's a key point. You can't avoid them. You're going to have to go there. Okay. Eight of Swords reversed. Yep. You're going to see the... this is what I said. Eight of Swords upright. I mean, it's reversed, but I'm showing it you two upright. You're going to realize that you were keeping yourself trapped all this time. You're going to realize, and you're going to start to crave more. Okay. Oh my God, look. Chariot. You're going to start to crave more. You're going to feel it in your body. You're going to feel the energy move. And you're going to be like, I just want to do something different. You're gonna want to experience that. You're gonna want to feel it. Okay, this is a really cool message. Well done. Well done. Well done. Knight of Cups reversed. Okay. Three of Cups upright. Right. I see. Oh, I see. This is really important. Okay. I think before you have this pivotal change, I think you could have had you could have cultivated an identity where you not pretended, but you could feel that you weren't necessarily the most honest or the most not honest. It's like because you couldn't go to these emotional places inside yourself, when other people would experience this with you, you would kind of cultivate a sense of what that could look like. So it's like you kind of cultivated an image of your emotionality because you haven't developed it genuinely through your own experiences. So I think in the future you're going to recognize how much of a difference it makes in your friendships, in your relationships, in your work life, and with your colleagues. It's like your relationships are going to grow because you realize, oh, by being myself and being honest with myself about what I really feel, I can actually connect better to everyone else around me. Wow, bro. This is crazy. And you know what's even crazier? I have no idea who this reads for because this isn't my story. Ten of Cups. Oh my gosh. I'm telling your story, bro. Ten of Cups for you. You're going to find fulfillment. You're going to feel fulfilled because you're going to feel that connection to yourself, and it's going to help you connect to everything else around you in a better way. Okay, that's just the message. All right, I'm going to leave it there. That's what I got. Have a good day. Bye.